Instead of paying indefinitely for remote space on iCloud, Google Drive, OneDrive, or AWS, more households and small businesses are turning to NAS or NAS as their primary hub for photos, videos, documents, and backups. And what made me think of this, I'm going through, kind of a optimization myself. I own or subscribe to the majority of public cloud storage out there, AWS and iCloud and Dropbox and Google Drive and OneDrive. I subscribe to them all, and it's running into about, a couple $100 a month. And the reason why is because when I do my business, and run my business, it's sharing videos and other large files where I need to have space that I can put these things that I can share with my clients. And in many cases, they can't use a particular type of storage. So in other words, while one of my clients can't use OneDrive, another one of my clients can't use Google. And so I have to mix and match a variety of different storage systems that are out there. And one of the things that came to me, and I said, if I own the storage, and basically it was something that sat, in my own little micro data center that sits in my house, would I get off better financially? And the answer is definitely yes, and I'll tell you why. So the surge represents a sustained high teens compound annual growth rate, around 14 to 18 CAGR, fueled by exploding volumes of photos, videos, backups, and other unstructured data that people want to store someplace and trying to find the best value to make that happen. So looking ahead, the analysts forecast that the NAS market will reach roughly $80 to $90 billion by 2030, effectively doubling again from its mid-2020 levels. And so I'm seeing this as well. And I think the affordability of these NAS-based devices is what's driving this. Obviously, network connected storage, that we bought for data centers was many millions of dollars, a few years ago. And while we're not getting to that level of scale for things that we own in our home, that technology has trickled down into the home market where we're able to buy these devices from $500, $600, and they're perfectly capable and they're able to replace the cloud storage subscriptions that we currently have. So a typical mid-range consumer or small business NAS appliance with drives included averages about $500 to $600, as I mentioned just a minute ago, up front. And this provides you with several terabytes of private storage that can serve multiple users and devices. In other words, you have a small business, 10, 15 people, this kind of makes sense.